This I want to stress importantly. This is the original scene in our Celluloid Experience Center. This is an animator in Disney. This is the signature of Walt Disney himself. You can see the color and the expression of the girl. How many manuscripts here are signed by Walt Disney? 2. What's the other one? It's in the front. This is Peter Pan. You can see their expressions and their emotions. It's very active. It's used by distinguished celluloid, so you can see the reflection here. The next one is another very rare. This is the scene of 2 dogs eating the same spaghetti. At the end, they are kissing. They're figures of cartoon dogs. This is a beloved cartoon. This big one is the Sleeping Beauty. The straw is longer, and the background is very delicate. So the original inspiration of Sleeping Beauty is Audrey Hepburn. You only need to replace the motions of the figures. You don't have to change the background. This is a development of Disney. It improved the efficiency of animation production, and it saves films. Yes, exactly. This is also horizontal filming. You can see that I know a thing or two about these. The Sleeping Beauty series are usually long scrolls because it's fairly new, not like Snow White because it's from a long time ago, so the technique have changed. This, you have to look more carefully because of time it's oxidized. You can see the colors surrounding are dim. You can take out your flashing light. This is also from our Celluloid Experience District. This is called the Welfare of Orphan. This is Mickey Mouse. You can see the little yellow area there. It's also oxidized. It was originally white. This is Pluto and Mickey Mouse. This dog is very proud. He's got characters. You can see his tails pointing up the sky. The dubbing of Mickey Mouse was Walt Disney himself, so he really favors this Mickey Mouse. So this year marks the 18th anniversary of the birth of Mickey Mouse. He was created in 1928. Sorry, I misremembered. It's 19 years anniversary. This was created in 1994. They used this method until this time. These are all manuscript. of Pocahontas. This is Pinocchio's pictures. They have this mechanism. They distribute all these to different animators. This is Pinocchio going to an island because he was deceived by a bad guy and he got this long nose, and it educates us that we cannot lie. So some people are touching their nose unconsciously when they're lying. Here is the end of our celluloid hall. We can see this narrow hall. What is it? It's everyday comics. It appears on newspapers of everyday comics. They are depicting some interesting stories. Guess who I am? This is.
这个就是在之前报纸上的一些段子或者是俏皮的连载，让大家觉得
漫画啊，就是漫画的形式。
Donut Duck.
就把动画作为这种漫画连载的形式，让观众阅读。
To put animation into a comic book series for readers. They all appeared in around 1940s. So we put them all together. We can help our audiences see a year or a month of the comic books. This is the three nephews of Donald Duck. This is the family of Donald Duck. They all belong to the same family of Mickey Mouse. Speaking of this family, the first one was Mickey Mouse. People say that Disney started with this mouse. The original version have varied. People have been saying that a rabbit was firstly created by Walt Disney, but it was plagiarized by other companies. So on the basis of this rabbit, they designed Mickey Mouse. Another version is after the birth of Mickey Mouse, Disney wanted to name him Montimo, but his wife, Disney's wife, was not satisfied with this name, so she suggested Mickey. So this name was settled. Another version goes like this. Why it all started was a little mouse, because before Disney succeeded, he was poor. In his workshop, there was all these mouses running around. He didn't chase them away, but he thought they were cute and adorable. So he carefully observed them and started drawing their pictures. This is a lovely version. Maybe a mouse happened to run onto his paintboard. This is the second hall, our manuscript exhibition center. Animators need to have a manuscript to settle the figures. The decorations are very beautiful. So, every second there are 24 pictures. In this area, the frames are presented. So in every second, we need
那得多少的人力啊，多长时间啊？
86,400 manuscripts. It's very time-consuming. There are a bunch of assistant animators. In the earlier stages, it was very painstaking to have an animation.
几幅连续的这个原画，给大家介绍一下啊，这个24帧怎么组成的？
Can we choose some continuous manuscripts to show us the 24-frame picture? You can see this here. It takes about 100 or 200, maybe 300 pictures.
像您刚才说了，它其实是好几秒。我们可以看到这个水蓝它的这个高度，以外还包括这个小女孩她旋转的角度，都有变化。
还有它的那个飞舞起来的。
We need to divide into very small pieces. You can see the bucket is moving, held by this little girl. This is Japanese animation. This is Dragon Ball. Japanese animation do not focus on every frame like America. They only focus on the important frames. You can see this directly. This is Turtle Master. You need to first focus on his eyes, his beard, and then you can see the whole face of his. This is the main character. There are over 400 manuscripts in this exhibition. We can take a look here. This is our Seven Dwarfs manuscript. Their expressions, their emotion, the height of every dwarf, and their figure setting. Every animator needs to finish every dwarf, and they're concentrated together. And the animators discussed and made sure of every figure. Take this picture, for example. Their heights are written. The ratio of the dwarfs to Snow White. Every animator then can draw the specific scene. This is very rare. You can see the profile picture of Mickey Mouse. This is the motions of Mickey Mouse. The technology wasn't advanced like right now, so every expression needed to be drawn. I think he's very adorable himself. He's very round. His body, his head, his ears are all round. So it's very adorable and cute. People tend to like him. This is colorful. This is the classical. This is the classical figure of Mickey Mouse. And salute to Chaplin. So Disney has his complexes during his inspirations. Here we enter the Japanese animation part again. This is from Dragon Ball. Japanese animation uses important frames. They also focus on continuity, but the important frames are very delicate. As you can see here, there are shadows behind the hairs. This is something that Disney didn't have before. But during the development, it's getting better and better. You can directly see this manuscript. The origin of light comes from behind, so the shadow is in the front. And celluloid is used to paint the colors, and it's very smooth, and then it's projected on real animations. This is very direct. You can see his beard, his eyes, and his whole figure. The manuscripts are really hard to make. There are all these steps and details. Japanese animation leaned more on drawing by hand, but American animation focuses more on technology. Japanese animation is more similar with Chinese animation. Like China had an animation called 铁扇公主, and this helped Japan created this specific animation. We can also see this is Astro Boy, and also we have Detective Conan, One Piece. You can see this is the contrast of celluloid and manuscript of Detective Conan. After the celluloid and the background was added, and the animation was successfully made. So the explanation of celluloid is almost finished. Now enters the most important one. This is our animation studio. This is a pencil. Every manuscript and celluloid was originated from this pencil. Let's go in and see what we can find. This restores the feeling of the studio and workshop of our animators. This is the workshop of animators in 1930s. This blackboard is the space for every animators to discuss here, every figure. After it's fixed, the figures are stuck on the board. Our netizen has been asking, can you introduce to us which working process was restored in this workshop? First, there are some written texts about animation figures. You can see the basic manuscript. This is the draft. And here we have a copy table. And here everything is fixed. And then we go to the discussion board to fix every figure about their expression and their motions. And then they're all distributed to specific animator, and every animator will find his or her own working table and finish his or her job separately. This is the process of animation production of Snow White. You can see Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's the first feature film of Disney. It won the Oscar. And it is said that Walt Disney himself was the one with the most Oscar awards. Also, the music and the dubbing also got Oscar awards. But in China, we have different dubbings. Like Donald Duck is Li Yang and Mickey Mouse was Dong Hao. We can see some kids here are drawing like the manuscript. This is from Alice in Wonderland. How do you feel? Like, it's interesting. I can get the animator's experience. Not only do we provide this in another exhibition hall, we also have a drawing experience center. What are you creating? I can't help but taking up the pen here. I feel very good here. I have an urge to create. After all the exhibitions we have seen, if we're actually here, then I have the urge to take up the pencil and draw myself. Okay, let's go to the next exhibition hall. At the beginning of our live streaming, in the time of summer, it is a good choice to get into a museum because the temperature is very cool. We can have some entertainment here, and we have gained knowledge here, as well as enjoying the cool air. This is the end of the third exhibition hall. Let's go to the fourth one. Here we introduce an organizer of this exhibition, Cheng Xu. Hello, audiences. I saw that you were taking audiences here to introduce our exhibition. Next, where we're going. Now we are going to our workshop, which is an interactive area. Is there any difference from the last one? Our feature here is that our visitors' drawings can have the opportunity to be exhibited here. So you are providing a platform for visitors. This is the interactive area. Now we can see some of our friends here. They're not little children anymore. Yesterday when I was here, there were a large crowd, both adults and children. But today, it's an exclusive for our media friends. You need to get in early because our crowd is going to be very big. Everything we see here is painted by our visitors. Some of it were pre-painted by us, but the rest of it were all created by our visitors. Everyone have different understanding about animation, whether it be American or Japanese. So our visitors are creating here. This is very nice. And we have provided colorful pencils here. It's sort of like graffiti. We need to wipe this board multiple times a day because it's going to get full. I have a suggestion. You can take pictures before you wipe the board. From our subscription account, you can see all these pictures that we have taken. And I hope that our visitors are signing their names besides their work, so you will know after you see the picture. And there are some manuscript here on our tables. And here also from the visitors. Very interesting. What we're seeing mostly are Disney animation and Japanese animation made of celluloid, but our netizens have been talking about that Chinese animation are also very good. I have saw a lot of cartoons as a child. This is 大闹天宫. This is from 1961. This is China's first feature film of animation. It was the best picture in London's film festival. Why do I mention this? Because Japanese animation, some of it are actually taking the fact and inspiration of Chinese animation. This was the poster when it was on in America, and American media claimed that it was something that America could not make. We have a feature of ourselves, of China. Before, foreign animation took the better attention, but in these couple years, our animation have been developing rapidly, and from this exhibition, we can see that a lot of children have a talent in drawing. We can see in the reactive areas that their drawings are pretty good. So we have something to anticipate in the future. About international awards. A film in 1979 called Afanti got into the Oscar nomination, but there wasn't a short film of animation award. But it was 25 minutes. So there was only 3 days from the awarding ceremony, and there wasn't enough time to cut it. Everybody appreciated this work, but sadly, it couldn't be awarded because of the length. We hope that we can get inspired from the perspective of animation art. And here in the back, we can see these classic figures of these two dogs. On the left side, this is Alice, and it's the drawing of eating noodles, eating pastas. Our visitors can walk inside and take a picture with this famous picture. It's like a movie scene. It's like putting ourselves into the movie scene. It's a better integration of our motion pictures and our human bodies. After visiting this, I have my own opinions. Maybe our parents are saying that you're too old for cartoons. But actually in foreign countries, the animation are not only made for small children. It has inspiration and deeper meanings in every animation. Like we saw the celluloid. It is very, very rare. Mr. Spielberg, the director in America, he has most celluloid collection in the world. His inspiration in the movie industry is from Disney. It has affected generations of people. So our introduction about this is wrapping up here, but this exhibition will be here until the mid-October. We welcome you to come here to this wonderland created by this pencil. So that's all for our live streaming today. Thank you.